Sometimes the terminology I use can be a bit confusing, but bear with me. We are going to look back at the time when we were still in high school, clueless and attending physics class. On this channel, most of the time we are talking about electrical energy. And electrical energy is power multiplied by time. Consider the variables. W stands for energy and is measured in watt-hours. P stands for power and is measured in watts. T stands for time and is measured in hours. Normally we would do this in seconds, but since we are doing big calculations, it is more logical to use hours. If we know the time and the power, we can calculate the energy by multiplying P with T. For instance, if we have a 10 kilowatt power source, we use it for 1 hour, theoretically we have now generated 10 kilowatt hour. Conversely, if we want to know how much energy we have and the amount of time in which it was generated, we can calculate the power by dividing W with T. For instance, we have generated 1000 kilowatt hour in 10 hours. We divide 1000 by 10 and get 100 kilowatt of power. Why is this important? Back when I was in school, I really was clueless, and I figured that I would never have any practical use for these simple physics formulas. Boy, was I wrong. Suppose that you are concerned about climate change and you come across discussions involving energy. Wouldn't it be nice if you could check some of these claims for yourself? At least that's what I thought. Now things get a little more tricky. Suppose you live in a place that needs 1 million kilowatt hours each year in order to conduct its business and keep its citizens happy. How much kilowatt of power would you need? 1 year has 8,766 hours. So 1 million kilowatt hours divided by 8,766 is 114 kilowatt of capacity. What would happen if I would build 114 kilowatt of solar panels, for instance? That would do it, right? I'm wrong. Let's make another analogy here just to make things clear. We want to fill 4 pools with 1 million liters of water each. We can choose between 4 pipes, each of which has different flow and pressure characteristics. Pipe A allows you to fill the pool at a rate of 28.5 liters per hour. Pipe B at 39.9 liters per hour. Pipe C at 68.4 liters per hour, and Pipe D at 102.6 liters per hour. We let all of these pipes run for 1 year and then return to the pools to check how far they have filled up. The pool with Pipe A, 250,000 liters. The pool with Pipe B, 350,000 liters. The pool with Pipe C, 600,000 liters. And the pool with Pipe D, 900,000 liters. So none of the pools has been filled entirely because the pipes were in some way constraining the flow of water into the pool. If we had a pipe with a flow rate of 114 liters per hour, the pool would have been filled entirely. So let's turn this around. Pipe A has the same characteristics as solar power. It has 114 kilowatts of power to deliver at a capacity factor of 25%. And that's the missing piece from the puzzle. We can't have this 114 kilowatt continuously because the sun doesn't shine all the time. It only shines enough for the solar panels to deliver their maximum potential of 114 kilowatt for 25% of the time. We used to do energy equals power multiplied by time. The equation remains the same, but we have to account for the capacity factor, which looks like this. I think we are ready for the big one now. It is estimated that the world population will continue to grow, well up to 9 to 10 billion people. Conversely, the energy demand will grow as well. It is expected to rise to as much as 250,000 terawatt hours. We are now up to so many zeros that we are using prefixes. 1 terawatt hour equals 1,000 gigawatt hour, or 1 million megawatt hour, or 1 billion kilowatt hour. You can see that these are increments of 3 zeros each time. 250,000 terawatt hours divided by 8,766 hours is 28.5 terawatt. We need 28.5 terawatt of power to generate 250,000 terawatt hours. Because all of our energy sources do not deliver their power all of the time, we have to account for this. Suppose we could do it using nuclear energy exclusively. I would calculate it in this way. 28.5 terawatt divided by 90 times 100 is 31.7 terawatt. We would need 31.7 terawatt of nuclear power to generate those 250,000 terawatt hours in a year. 31.7 terawatt is 31,700 gigawatt. Now, it is perfectly reasonable to expect a big nuclear unit to be somewhere around 1 gigawatt. So we would need almost 32,000 nuclear reactors to generate all this energy. If we were to do it on wind and solar with a ratio of 50-50, we would need 28.5 divided by 30 times 100 is 95 terawatts, which is 3 times as much as we would need with nuclear. But that's perfectly normal, as the mean capacity factor for wind and solar is around 30 or 0.3, and nuclear has a capacity factor of 90% or 0.9. In conclusion, I hope you realize just how important high school really was. These simple formulas and calculations are now needed to present arguments that are based in reality rather than in the world of wishful thinking. Beware of the many people out there who are convicted that the green narrative is correct, for it has no basis in physics or mathematics. I want to take a little time to tell you that my next video will be about humanism rather than energy. I found something very distressing the other day, and I want to address it. It's part of a political thread in which I want to show you the complete and utter importance of keeping religion out of politics. It's something I have been planning from the beginning. I'm also planning more presentations in front of real-life audiences because I want to reach as many people as possible, both online and offline, and try to help them understand our energy problems better. I'm going to talk at the 8th Thorium Energy Alliance Convention, which is being held in St. Louis in the USA on August 21st and 22nd. And I'm working on 3 possible venues in Great Britain and Ireland. If you want to support me and help me make these videos and spread the word, please consider becoming a patron on Patreon. Thank you all for watching.